Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to do a little lecture on elasticity, stretchy demand. Alright, elasticity, what is it? It measures how sensitive buyers are to price changes. Okay, so how much the demand is going to go up or down relative to the change in price. Elastic demand, it's more sensitive. The quantity demanded is to price changes. Okay, so if the price goes much higher, consumers won't buy it. If the price just moves a little bit, consumers won't buy it. In inelastic demand, they're less sensitive to changes in price, so consumers are going to continue to buy it. So let's get an example here. We're going to compare two products, the elasticity of two products. We're going to look at a couple demand schedules. The first one is the demand schedule for insulin. Okay. Depending on stats, this stat is kind of older. There are 24 million people in the United States with diabetes. So we're going to mark that right at $24 million. Assume that all 24 million diabetics take insulin and each shot is $1. Okay, so everyone's going to demand that insulin at $1. Say the price jumps up a little bit. It's $2. Quantity demanded isn't going to change. Why? Because all of those diabetics need that insulin. Jumps up to $5, still doesn't change. If it goes up to $10, it still does not change. So the demand curve is going to be straight up and down. This is a special case where it's perfectly inelastic because the quantity demanded does not change. Okay, so this is kind of a special case where it's perfectly inelastic, so it does not change at all. If it was elastic, not perfectly elastic, it would look something like this, kind of follow the mouse, where it's kind of close to vertical but not necessarily vertical. That would be inelastic. We'll look at our second product now, bikes. We'll say there are 20 million bikes sold each year in the United States. What happens if the price of bikes is $1,000? Well, there's going to be a couple people, we'll say 2 million people, that are going to still buy bikes. If it goes down to $500, okay, the price goes way lower, a lot more people are going to buy bikes, so it's going to be 15 million. $100? Much more people are going to buy it. Let's compare these two graphs now. Insulin and bikes. Insulin is inelastic. How I remember it, the more vertical it is, the more it looks like an eye, therefore it would be inelastic. The more horizontal it is, it's elastic. Okay? Inelastic is kind of like a piece of wood. It doesn't change. Okay? A piece of wood, you can't really stretch it. It's not elastic. So bring that analogy to this graph here. The demand really doesn't change because of the price. Versus elastic, like a piece of gum, you can stretch it, you can move it all over the place. That's going to be elastic because the quantity demanded really changes with the price. Why is this? Well, insulin, there's few substitutes for insulin. There are not a lot of things out there that can replace insulin. Versus bikes, where you can use a lot of different things instead of bikes. Rollerblades, longboards, skateboards, etc. Inelastic goods tend to be necessities. Okay? You absolutely need these. So no matter what the price is, people absolutely need these, so they're going to purchase it. Versus elastic goods, where they tend to be more luxury driven. Okay? We don't necessarily absolutely need a bike. So if the price goes way up, we're not really forced out of necessity to buy it. We have a luxury, it's a luxury, so we can do without it. Inelastic goods tend to be inexpensive relative to income. Okay, it's not a huge choice that we have to make. So if the price does go up, we're like, okay, it doesn't matter because it's inexpensive relative to how much income we have. Versus elastic goods, where they're fairly expensive. Okay, they're going to take a big hit on our income. And here's just a slide showing the three things that you calculate elasticity.